It is therefore my distinct honor to introduce our next speaker, the 12th Administrator of the Environmental Protection Agency, Ms. Lisa Jackson. She and her staff of more than 17,000 professionals are leading the efforts across the nation to usher in a green economy, address health threats from toxins and pollutions, and make sure the environmental laws are followed. Please join me in welcoming.
Good morning. Thank you, Emil. It's an honor to join Deputy Postmaster General Stroman, Director, you call yourself Director, Pardo, Academy Director, and Principal Pope, and you'll hear from Sean Miller in a second, up on stage on such an exciting day. And let's give another round of applause to the Stamp Selection Committee and our extraordinary artists who designed these stamps. Great job. They're not just green, but they look easy. It looks pretty easy up there, so well done. And one of my heroes, Bill McDonough, who's here from Cradle to Grave. I am thrilled to be here for a bunch of reasons, but let me tell you the first one. You heard about my job. For you students, I run the Environmental Protection Agency. I work for President Obama. I'm the first African American to run the Environmental Protection Agency, so I'm really excited to be here in Anacostia and meet all you students who have dedicated yourselves to the idea that green should be part of your education, and I want to thank your leaders for doing that. But I don't think I would be here necessarily if it wasn't for the United States Postal Service, and I'll tell you why. My daddy was a mailman. And where I grew up in Louisiana, which is in the South, being a mailman was a really good job back then. And it allowed my family and my father and mom to put me through not only grammar school, but high school, then college, and then graduate school at Princeton University. So I have a lot to thank the United States Postal Service for on behalf of my family. I also want to thank the Earth Day Network for inviting me here, for educating Americans and continuing the best tradition of Earth Day, which, as you heard, was millions and millions of Americans standing up for something that's really important, students: clean air and clean water, and a clean place to live, and a healthy place to go to school, and a healthy place to work. See, everyone wants to breathe clean air. No one wants to drink dirty water. Everyone wants to make sure that the land that you walk on or play on or live on is free from contamination and pollution. And so it's my job as head of the EPA to ensure that the laws of our country allow us to all grow up to be strong and healthy. Healthy, really important. Now, what the Postal Service is recognizing here today is that it's important for me to do my job, but it's also important for Americans to do their job, for each individual in our country to step up and play their role. And here are some roles that every individual in our country can play. You can fix leaks in your home. You can recycle or use reusable bags. You can do things that might seem small on one at a time. But students, you know what happens when you add up numbers, right? If you keep counting, all those little things add up and get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and they make a real difference for our planet. You see, if we combine and all go green, it will help save our planet. We take our steps independently, but if we combine our actions, we can actually make a difference to help a child who might have asthma, who's struggling to breathe on a hot summer day, or wanting to have a chance to run around with their friends without having to worry or having their parents or grandparents worry about their ability to breathe. It could really make the difference between somebody getting sick from pollution or being healthy, being able to avoid having to go to the doctor or coming home with a clean bill of health when they do go to the doctor. And it can make a real difference in communities that have waited for their chance to have a clean river or a clean waterfront, like Anacostia, where we're working so hard to make sure that your community is as clean as communities around the rest of our country. So I have a couple of reminders. The first is that Earth Day is next week. It's next Friday, but we don't make it one day anymore. We make it all week long. And so we're going to start on this Saturday on the mall, Saturday and Sunday. We're going to have great and wonderful fun things to do on the National Mall to celebrate Earth Day on Saturday. You might get to see some celebrities. I'm not going to say who. And there'll be a booth where you can come in and write an environmental postcard, and you can use one of these stamps, paid for by our National Environmental Education Foundation. Diane Wood will be here. So these stamps have wonderful ways for us all to consider. I'm going to do two more things. First is thank the United States Postal Service for their leadership in our lives each and every day, and for releasing the Go Green stamp. And the next is to give every student here a homework assignment. Sorry. All right, students, here's your assignment. When next you find yourself having to write something that needs to be mailed. Now, you can reduce the amount of paper you use, but there's lots of things that have to be mailed. Let me give you an example. How about those college applications, high school students? How about you use a Go Green stamp when you put those in the mail? How about those graduation announcements, students? How about you use a Go Green stamp when you put those in the mail? How about cards to grandma, or grandpa, or aunts or uncles or friends, birthday cards, the things that make good manners for us? When you do, you can give them a little reminder by using a Go Green stamp of how all those little actions that you take add up. And one more, you are citizens in one of the greatest cities in the whole wide world, Washington, D.C. When you write your congressman or congresswoman, when you write, use a Go Green stamp and remind them how important the environment is for us each and every day. So once again, thank you very much, and see you later. Right?